TechniGénMachina, and welcome to Talking Therapy, where I learn how to pronounce my shit. Anyway, before this episode, I didn't really have a lot of luck because I originally thought to record DayZ, but apparently that didn't really happen because it hasn't had an update from 1.2 gigs. So yeah, I had to scrap that. After that, recording gone wrong, so I had to record everything out again. But this time, I just picked Don't Starve because I actually haven't played it for a long while, and I will apologize in advance. This is a bad start. You will see why. But anyway, I will cut to the topic at hand. Today, I'm actually going to talk about a project that I am kind of working on at the moment. Not really though, because at the moment I'm more busy with YouTube and with just talking with basically just make sure everything on school goes okay. So yeah, so basically I am busy with a project and what I do in a project I try to make a world, a universe, literally a universe. And the universe is in the beginning crafted by five gods. Those five gods have each their own element. It was actually thing is, it was nice that I found this directly. I need that. Back to the story. Each of these gods has their own element, and eventually, when they meet in the center of the universe, they try to impress themselves by making shit. Making planets, making suns, making oceans, making forests, and all that, all that. And eventually, the gods try to make their own life, eat separately, because all the five gods have some kind of a rivalry going on between them. That's kind of setting them up between each other to improve, to impress the others. So the life that they all created from their own element, what are called elements. It's and there it's kind of a golem-like life because it's just roughly made out of the material the gods are most comfortable with. Problem is with this material is that with this thing is that the life forms that they have made, they live, they eat in quotations, um, but they don't progress. They have no to nearly non-intelligence. It's they basically live like mm, wolves. Basically big pack animals. He they feed themselves. They socialize. They their form of reproduction is basically like making their children out of out of the same stuff they eat. Out of basically like they eat their own element and they make their own children out of that element, if that makes any sense. However, this life wasn't intelligent. It has no brain, of course. So the gods actually weren't really happy with them, but they didn't want to show them to the other gods because, well, so they tried to look at the other gods' creations and basically saw the same thing, but tried to make the others feel bad about their creation, like talking it under. Um, how should I say this? um, Hmm. I actually forgot the English word for that. Maybe if someone knows what I'm getting at, maybe you can leave something in the comments. But they try basically let the others feel bad about their creation. And sorry, my God, oh boy, my voice is breaking. Give me a moment, and I'm back. Kind of some kind of an lump in my throat. Anyway, where was I with my story? Um. Oh yeah. So they try to make the other gods feel bad about their creations. However, their own creations were just as bad. So eventually, uh, all the gods were basically doing that to each other, triggering only more agony and hatred. That would lead eventually to a war. Basically, these titans, these giant gods, and giant is really giant. Like well, basically, it's like our sun is is a grain of sand comparisons to those guys, and 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 in their fight, in their war, in their fight, eventually on one point, all their elements combine and make something living. It's not accurate. It's very rough. It only lives for a few minutes and then it dies again. But that small moment was enough to shake these gods awake at what they could do and their potential that it could have if they would work together. So in their and of course their first attempt kind of fails. It's some kind of a monstrosity, and but they improve, they learn, they practice, and eventually what comes out of it is an race of um, kind of animalistic. It has a lot of humanoid features, and the top point, of course, is that it's intelligent. Um, on this point, is basically the kind of the lore, and these gods, they just eventually make peace, make some kind of a peace. They're still a little bit on an tension's line. It's not entirely good and well, but it's peace. They don't fight anymore. They help these creatures on their own, and eventually these creatures get split up and get placed, basically placed or as a starting point on all across the world of Kaogia. And from these starters points, they basically live like tribes. They worship their god. Like each get split in in 5 groups. They worship their god. They harvest their food. They collect the resources to and eventually grow out in civilizations. Some wars are be had. Um, what actually I'm gonna do with the lore of this further with this lore, I have to still come up with. The last time I kind of worked on this project, I was busy with a timeline, and so that's basically the name for these creatures I don't have yet. I still call them. I still call them by their production name. Like how to just give them a name so I can like refer to them in a file, in my file, in my working files. Like the name that I give them is the people. I don't have some kind of. I don't have really have a name for them yet. Another thing that I'm really busy with this is basically that I sort of am learning very old languages. Like at the moment I'm often busy with with trying to learn Yucatec or goddamn slime. So, excuse me. Um, that what basically most of you guys will not recognize, but what you guys will recognize is that it's the language that the Mayans, the Mesoamericans used to speak, and I can tell you, it's a really fun language to learn. It's the pronunciation is really really different, and that actually make it so fun to learn it. At the moment, I can make a few sentences. I'm not gonna try to talk it in the Yucatec in this recording because I have to get it up and I don't have stuff ready for it. Maybe if you guys want it, I can. You have to let me know and I can prepare something for probably a next TTT. But for this time, I will not do it. Good. I will actually wrap a little bit up. So I will definitely continue working on this project, and but also project later maybe, but like maybe I can actually work a little bit on in the coming weekend. Can look into it. So, maybe I should refer a little bit to the. I've actually haven't said nothing about the gameplay that's playing at the moment. What I'm actually playing at the moment is maybe some guys. I think a lot of you guys probably know it from other YouTubers. It's called Don't Starve, and the name gives it away what you have to do. It is like a lot of people refer it to like the love child of Minecraft. And although I have to say this was a really bad run, but I actually managed to survive it for the rest of the video. Luckily, otherwise it would be very embarrassing. I will pick this up for pick this specifically kind of this series playthrough on another TTT. I will try to switch as much as possible to between games. But now it's the end of the recording. I hope you liked it. Sorry, and I hope I see you again. Please leave some suggestions in the in the please leave some suggestions in the comments. Sorry. And I hope I see you next time. It was Tech logging out.